Hmm. Hello, welcome to this completion of those 21 days of abundance. Um, Even 22 days of abundance when we get this bonus day from Deepak Chopra. I am just been so, how say, beyond expectation, beyond what was possible. And for me, doing this challenge again and this time sharing it with you was just an amazing experience because it's great doing it by yourself, but when we share it in a collective, it just opened up to beautiful conversation. I love reading your shares. I love sharing also what has been for me in those short videos. And I feel like by just putting a little effort, like, okay, 5 to 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes some days of focus in something that we would love to, maybe just being more curious about, something we wanted to expand, to learn more about this abundance. What is abundance? It's just amazing how in such a small effort we can expand, we can get greater result in our life, and we can, I would say, embrace more who we are, because at the end of the day, it's just who we are. So I am beyond excited. I decided to do this video call today outside in my new garden, in my new home. And for this time, this greenery on the back of me is real. It's a real, real decor. And yeah, it's a journey of finding a home, a new home base, finding something I love in a budget that I love as well. I could afford, and it was a big process, but it unfolded nicely. And just being like moving in the last 2 days here and still doing some camping because I don't have all the furniture, but it's just beautiful how you have been also supporting me through this challenge, through being able to do this journey together to realize one of my dreams, but also you may have also already some amazing results in your life. So today I want to do, yeah, just a quick celebration because we often do things tang 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 and ticks the boxes, and then we go to the next things. What's next? Okay, now our next challenge, next things I must achieve. But let's honor today that we don't need to do something next. We can just enjoy the unfolding of that 21 days journey into our life, just being more present, just being more connected with what is here, being more open to receive um, our what we plant, the seed we plant into the field for our dream to come true. So today is about taking the time, making the time to celebrate ourselves and not looking to achieve more. Things are going to unfold a bit more by itself. More we are going to practice this stillness every day, to sit somewhere, to sit on the chair of joy. I'm going to explain you a little bit more about that process. I just been certified today, so it's another big celebration. And thank you, Jennifer, for having me on that journey as well. And I love this all collaboration and things happening, like com complementary things, like, oh, I have this, I know this, and oh, you have this, and you know that maybe together it's bigger, it's beyond what we could do, but it's how we could share vision and make it real. But it's not from ego place. It's really bringing our vision to life, but because we enjoy what we are doing, we live what we are saying, we do what we love and all those things. So yeah, I'm beyond excited. So what I would love you to just take one moment, 1 minute or two. It's to think about what is your definition of abundance right now today, because we did it at the beginning. But just take one minute or two to write down what is abundance, or what does abundance means to you right now. And if you would love to share, you can share voicely or writing. I know it's only Jennifer here now on this call, but it's we do the same process. I know you are going to replay. I'm holding space for Flore, Keelan, who else? Who said to me? Celebrating a few other names. Wait. Sarine, Elaine, a few people, Melissa. I'm celebrating all of you. We are celebrating and holding all of you. So you can share still in the group after, in the WhatsApp group. What is your new definition of abundance? Would you love to share, Jennifer? You don't have to. Up to you.
Up to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think when I think of abundance today, it's more about openness, because I think through the process of the 21 days, we went to places that I never expected us to go. And it helped me to be aware of some things in some areas where I was closing myself up. So the work where we're, really thinking about our parents and those types of situations, our mother, it's just not what I expected. And there's a lot of work that I've done around that, yet this took me to an even different level. And so, I realized I had some areas where I was closed off. And of course, when we're closed, we can't receive. So to me, I think that was a new definition that opened up to me is the openness of abundance.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
I love what you share about is a little layer beyond what you knew already, and so through like the relationship with parents and especially our mother. I also done a lot of healing work on a lot of things, but that layer, it was bringing a new openness, exactly. And for me, what has been beyond this time was about curiosity. The word who came a lot the last week was curiosity. Open yourself, listen, to be curious, to to just, be to something you could say no to, like just be curious or ask more question, like this sense of discovery, like a child really connected to a kid, like lightness and all those things. So I really love what you are bringing on board as well, and thank you for that. So now, why this has been important to me is because this abundance things is something I never really thought about years ago. I just live a life how I was pushed inside of me from like a deepest desire, and it was easy for me to do that on my own when I was living abroad, like following a kind of inner voice and just doing things. But when the last few years everything kind of shifted, when we did more healing work and all of that, I started doubting a lot about what does make sense, or maybe I should, fit in again, because I'm really living a life so outside of the standards, living abroad, living in Bali, traveling a lot, like doing stuff and not being married, not having kids, off track. During COVID, it shifted a bit the perspective, or maybe also because I get older, that, or maybe I was wrong, maybe I should go back a more traditional way. And I kind of been between, and I was transitioning to a next level of myself, but I was like, "Ugh," like doubting about should I stay or should I go back to what is more traditional, what is more conventional, or should I still listen to this little voice inside of me that wants more? And I was like, who am I to ask for more? Who am I to be willing more than already a beautiful life I had in Bali, living under the sun in the tropic and, kind of a great lifestyle. But who am I to ask even more than that? And I felt guilt. I was like, Lucy, you already have kind of a luxury life more than probably your parents and most of your family. Who are you to ask for more? And I suffer a lot of that. And it was a kind of a single journey, I would have said. I've been in group coaching and all those things, but the guilt process was very hard and very deep. And it took me a lot of time to bring this awareness to myself, to actually face the mirror and tell myself, like, it's okay, I just want more because I don't want to settle for less. I know I'm meant for more. And I'm not saying that from an ego perspective, like I want, to be on the top of the pyramid. I actually don't want to be on the top of the pyramid, or I don't want to be on the top of the pyramid by myself. So I had a lot of internal conflict the last few years where, okay, I want to go together, but like when I was starting to share my bigger dreams with people, they were like, why you go through this process, why you push yourself so much, why you are not satisfied. So I had to lean more into uh, who is right into that. Am I right to ask for more, or they are right to settle for less? So I more and more deep into a better, like not better, but went more into the mindset, the meditation, the stillness, the pause, really reconnecting and creating space in my life to listen to my inner voice, to listen to just me and quiet the outside world. And this abundance challenge and those meditation, I've been also confirming a lot of things that I already done in my life without knowing a blueprint, without knowing all of that. So it helped me to build out my confidence that it's already what I was doing, but without, putting my brain into it. So most of the time, and I noticed as well by doing a yin yoga training in January, that a lot of things that I do in my life is from the Taoism culture or way of living. And I was like, wow, so I'm not crazy. I'm not, doing things that just what me is doing. But actually, there are a lot of other people who are living this way and maybe leading more to joyful life. And I kind of needed to be reassured that I'm not crazy and I'm not like, but I needed to trust more my inner voice. And I think for me, the best way to do those things is to allow stillness in our busy life, in where our life, everyone is demanding on us, where even me, I love to achieve. I'm an achiever. I've been, designed to achieve. But I realized that I can achieve way more, faster, easier by stillness, by allowing myself to pause, to retreat, to disconnect from a to-do list, to just do something else, and to allow myself to take breaks, to turn off my phone, to go on a retreat, to go for a weekend away, and just allowing myself to be more in the present moment. So the invitation really now to move forward in your life, it's to allow yourself to do those little meditation, whatever you continue those one, or find another one, or just listen to music for 5 minutes, to allow yourself every day maybe to continue to bring a little bit of stillness, to little bit of breathe in and out, to the pause and the mini pause every morning, better if you do it in morning, to allow yourself to be quiet inside, to be at peace. Because this is for me what stillness is bringing. Is like letting go of all noise outside of me and reconnecting inside and asking myself, oh, what would I love to do? Maybe for myself today. Or is having a cup of coffee or my favorite tea, or maybe it's just going for a walk outside. And just by doing those little steps for you, one thing every day, then the rest, the work is gonna be more flowing and easy. The relationship is gonna be more at peace and all of that in all the family and all those things. So it starts with us. I, in a lot of things I've done in my life, I thought I would find the answer outside, but they are inside of us, and more we are going to listen, more we are going to have the answer to whatever is the next house. Really, for this house, I was like, I can't vision it until last month. I was like, what would I love? What kind of house I would love? I had to crystal clear my vision, not just I want a new home. I was saying I want a new home for a month, but I couldn't visualize it. And I dig into stillness to say, okay, if I remove money, if I have all the choices in the world, if I can have all the houses in Bali, which one would I love right now? Which one makes sense for me right now? And it was not a luxury house. It was a home base with two small bedroom, just a garden. I wanted a garden and I wanted to be back to the area I was living before, which is near the beach. And I found it. And the budget that I had actually. But I didn't focus on how much, what kind of house I can afford now. If I had focused on that, I'd probably still be somewhere else paying twice what I could afford. And because the market was not having the type of prices that I wanted. But this house was not on the market. I had a coffee with a friend and I say, oh, I'm still looking for a house. I would love to come back in this area. And she said, oh, I'm moving out of Bali in June, but probably out of my house in March. Maybe you want to have it. And I'm like, yeah, maybe let's have a look. And it's how it happened. I didn't have to spend time hours on Facebook looking for 10 for houses. I didn't have to visit 10,000 places until I found the one. I had to decide what I wanted first. So I take the example of the house because it's the first thing I recently doing, but decide the way you want to do your next things in your business, how you would love to have it, how you would love the clients to come to you. Do you want them to just fill a form and be accessing to you, or do you want to, I don't know, have them because you are just going to do a live on Facebook and share something that we say yes, whatever, how you would love things to happen outside of money, outside of you think it's possible, because this is how we open up to abundance. This is how we let a bigger force bring things to us. And I was blown away, for this house. I was like, I didn't expect that to happen that fast. It happened, I think, if I really look at my journal, the first time I told myself, Lucy, I need to visualize it, it was less than a month ago. In 30 days, it happened. And I promise you, it has been 3 months before that. I was stressing out about prices in Bali because they are twice more expensive than before COVID. And I was like, I don't want to spend the price of a house and I would pay in Melbourne, Australia for a place in Bali. It doesn't make sense for me. It doesn't make sense. So I was like in my head, struggling about that, worrying, like maybe I don't need, maybe it's Bali is not the place I should be. But inside, when I quiet, when I say, sorry, I sit still, my heart was saying, Lucy, this year you need to be in Bali. It's a place where you feel home, it will be easier for you, it's the energy you need, and all of this. But I was in my head for 2 months, 3 months, to look for the house. So if you want things to happen faster in your life, in the relationship, in the business, it's like, what would you love outside of what is possible? And then crystallize step by step the how you see it, how, what is the feeling, what is, the quietness you want. Maybe if it's a home you look for, is it green, is there a garden? Maybe it's yes, maybe it's not. Maybe you want a pool. Okay, I had the pool. I didn't have the pool in my vision because I wanted a low cost maintenance when I'm abroad, and I didn't want to worry about paying electricity and the pool guy and all of that. Of course, I would love a pool one day in my house, but right now it was not that. So allow yourself to ask yourself the right question, the the how I would love it, without knowing how it's gonna come to you, and without knowing how you are going to pay for it, but allowing yourself to lean into that, to crystallize the dream into more something tangible. And this is valid for a lot of things, and for, I would say, all. So more we are going to be able to to touch it, almost touch it with our closed eyes, more is going to be possible. So this is what I wanted to share with you, because it's a practice. Of course, it's not overnight, it, but creating more abundance in our life, you got the principle. You have all that you need, the mindset, but it's a muscle to build on over time. It's to integrate that every single day in our life. It's to, how make it possible. So I would love, 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 love if you are around to bring you into a small exercise, which I have always been doing a lot of visualization exercise with my client, and I've been learning a concept which is called a chair of joy. And I love that concept because joy is something we create from inside out. Happiness depends on our external world, but we are the creators of our joy. And for me, living abundantly is also living joyfully. It's being able to to go even to the joy, excitement, ecstasy of life. And I'm still a practitioner of that. I practice and go to the next level because I feel like I restrict myself to not being too much into the joy level, to be scared that I'm going to lose it. But I've been learning to tap into this energy of joy, to actually go even deeper. And when I created this house in my head, joy was here inside. I was like, yeah, I could see myself walking through this house, being in the peacefulness, in this garden, this greenery in the morning, and all of that, and creating my own place for my office. And I can't wait to design that office. It's still a big mess at the moment. I need to find a desk and all of that, but I'm like, oh, this is joy, making your dream coming to life. So I'm going to walk you through this exercise of a chair of joy. It's a four-step principle. The first is we sit into a chair, like visually. Then we breathe. Then we feel, and then we think. So don't overthink it. I'm going to walk you through this process. And to start with, I will just ask you to go to a place maybe you have been before, or maybe you will be in your dream, where you have a chair to sit, and find a place. Choose. it's even better. Choose a chair in a place that you love or you would love to be. And if you've never been there yet, just you know how it looks like. For me, my favorite chair of joy is really by the ocean. I have a remote beach here at half an hour on the coast of Bali. The sand is black and I just love it. Anyway, so choose a chair of joy where it's a place that bring you a smile on your face, calmness and peacefulness, maybe where you feel abundant, where you can have this sense. And when you are ready, you can say ready, and then I will invite you to go to sit on this chair. So when you are ready, in, close your eyes and go sit on your chair of joy to this place where you feel abundant, this beautiful surrounding around you. Where are you? What can you see around? Maybe you're in the nature by the ocean. You can see the wave coming in and out. There are some movements. You can feel the aliveness of the ocean. Maybe you can observe the birds in the sky, the blue sky, birds playing around, chasing each other. The sun is on your face, but it's not too hot. There is a slight breeze from the wind, making it cool. And I invite you to breathe in through the nose and exhale everything out like a balloon deflating. Inhale slowly and side exhale. I invite you to take another deep breath in while observing the nature around you. And exhaling. Inhale all the beauty of the place. And exhale all the tensions. Now I want you to feel the sand under your toes. Feel yourself grounded, rooted on this chair. You belong there. It's your place. It's your home, sweet home. And you can feel your toes in the sand, grounded. You feel the energy going up through your knee, going up through your tummy, your lungs, and going up through your head. And your upper body is moving slowly, lightly. Open the top of your shoulder, your chest to the world. Maybe you feel a sense of you're taking a little bit more space than before because you open your chest to a whole new world of possibilities. You can put your shoulder down. How do you feel when you know that your feet are well grounded on the floor, but no one can put you outside of your land? But also when your chest is fully open, maybe your hands, your arms are expanding on the side, like you are ready to take off, ready to fly. How do you feel? And now I want you to think about a future moment, maybe tomorrow, maybe this week, where you live fully open, safely open, securely open to the world of possibilities, where you're receiving abundance, giving abundance, where you are driven by an insight force called maybe a little voice, intuition. What do you think about? How are you receiving this abundance? And I want you to inhale the abundance, inhale the excitement of that future, nearest future, a moment of joy, of yes, I'm flying around, well grounded in the floor, where I'm materializing all my dreams, where abundance is flowing through me. Just enjoy this celebration of life, this celebration of abundance, celebration of joy. Celebrate this moment. And when you are ready, I invite you to slowly come back down to earth. And if you would love, you can share in the group what is coming up for you, how you feel by living with an open chest. Maybe our heart is more thin from typical. We have wings opening and we are flowing into life. So I love this openness. It does feel a bit like I'm taking more space. So you may feel this, or maybe I'm going to fall, but you are not, because remember that you are grounded. Your 2 feet are on the floor, and no one can pull you out. So go in the world today and the next future days, months, years, well grounded, openly open your chest, your heart to the whole world of possibilities, cultivating your dreams from joy, really visualizing all of this. And remember that we create the plans to make it happen by a sweet spot between stillness and action. It's like the yin and the yang. We need both. If you stay meditating all day long, not sure a lot of things may happen, like monks are doing it, but at different purposes. But we need both. So the invitation again and again is to be in harmony, sometimes more action, sometimes more stillness. and just to try things, to allow yourself to play with that, to open up. I don't know if Jennifer, you want to share something. I don't know if you heard the chat.
Sure. I really loved that you asked us to take, or you invited us to see us taking up more space. I don't know that I've ever experienced a chair of joy where we've done that, because it does connect with the openness that I talked about earlier. When you're closed and restricted, you feel small. And when you allow yourself to take up more space, and I used to work with a coach that phrased it like, who are you when you're big? And she would have you define who this person was when you were big. It really does give you a different perspective on how you're showing up in the world and what you're open to receiving. So I loved it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah. One thing came up for me a few years ago, 3 years ago exactly, is if I take space, um, people are going to judge me, are going to hate me, are going, to it's it's safer. My inner belief at the time was it's safer to be small, it's safer to be hidden in somewhere. Like even Bali, like before COVID, was a place where I was hidden from the world, from the Western world. So now when I live here, I'm on a different mindset. I'm on different things. I am not hiding. I'm grounding myself. I'm preparing myself to be able to be more in the Western world, to bring more my message out. But first, it's this sweetness between being grounding by doing meditation, by doing stillness, by observing my thought awareness, to be able to open, to be this strong open and take the space that I've been designed to take. And by taking the space, it's my birthright because I'm as worthy as others, but I'm also not taking the space of someone else. Because for me, the belief was that as well, that if I take the space, I will be too much, because it's what people told me when I grew up. At sometimes it's when I was me and I was like so excited about things, I would like do big gesture, and I would sometimes maybe hit someone, not on purpose, but like taking space, like, and then I would, people, yeah, may hurt someone, I may hurt the feeling of someone. So by now I like, by opening up myself, I need to be able to open up my arms and not kick anyone, and just, it's okay. So it's a lot of observing what's coming up as thought around that, to go deeper into that. So thank you for bringing this as well, because it more we feel safe opening up is because we are grounding. So it's like two lines. It's this line of I'm grounding in the floor, but also connected to higher messages, higher universe. And then I can open, so my heart is open. I can be vulnerable, but at the same time, I remember that I'm safe because I'm grounded. So it's kind of what is helping me now to continue that. But I know it's also the environment. So it's why for me, I came back to Bali. I'm grounding myself more and more and more to be able to expand more and more and more. Because I noticed that during COVID, I was in a different environment. I was in Australia and I lost my roots because it was unconscious at the time when I was living in Bali, that Bali helping me to be grounded. So now I'm cultivating even deeper sense of groundedness, but to be able to be wherever I want in the world, but still feeling grounding. So this year for me is like expanding grounding at the same time in an environment that nourish me, to feel safe enough to start to open and bring a message out there. So this is what is going for me, but also I
Me,
think
but
all of us.
I
So
love I love that
yes,
you connect with physical, like the physical experience that you had, because I think you may have similar to me. Are you tall? You seem like a tall person,
yeah,
right? So I'm very tall, and I always was taller than the boys and different things. So I shrunk. I
mm,
wanted to be
it's,
smaller. So it affected me physically growing up, and then it turned into a mental shrinking as I went into the world, right?
mm, yeah, good point. Yeah, I don't know in feet, but I in centimeters 180. So yes, I'm taller than most of people, even yeah, men and all those things. So it's one of those things as well that yeah, take less space, you know, it's like oh, uh, yeah. And it's also why I think I don't like close environment, like when you are, you know, in a small box or maybe in a small office, because it's like ah. so so it's really about that is allowing ourselves to take the space that we deserve. And it's mm, for me it's like we are not taking the space of someone else. If someone is triggered by what you do, it's because they are not taking their own space, and that's okay, because we can hear them, we can hold them on their triggerness, but we don't have to be triggered by them being triggered. So this is where being grounding is really supporting, is retreating ourselves, doing, you know, amazing things. And yeah, like it's why I also want to bring more people to Bali to really experience this here, because the energy is so strong and so helping to touch that at a very extended level, that when you go back home, you can understand when you do it intentionally, you can understand how to cultivate this in your daily life without living in Bali. You can come to live in Bali if you want to, but there are problems everywhere, you know, pollution and all those things. So the solution is not moving to Bali, maybe for you, and for most of people it's not, but it's how to bring this sense of groundness in our life wherever we want to live. So this is where we celebrate today, like really, if you want to put more awareness how you walk, maybe we like us told people we taking straight back, opening up more the chest and working the next few days more open chest, and really like feel like oh, now I'm seeing more again further, because when we shrink we our look is looking downward. So when we look up, it's like oh, there is more space, or there is more things we haven't seen before. So it's a lot of analogy with everything in business, everything in life, and this is gonna be more possible and happening in a faster way than even before. So I'm celebrating all of you for doing the work. All of us, I will include myself into that. Okay, we are all one into this. We are whole. I am here. I am here for you. For those who want, you can stay in the group. Uh, Maybe some new people will join. I don't know. Let's say I will probably do a email sequence for more people to be able to do the 21 days abundant challenge. Like sharing this more to the world. I think it's a beautiful adventure, and more people should try to have and experience. And then, yeah, for those who want, I'm doing the prep workshop next week, where we are going to more deeper planification of this dream, materializing this dream. Just as always, a simple approach, a simple method that will help you making things right. No, not right, but like in the in material world, in the 3D world, as the people call it, like making this real. Really, it's one effort one focus at the time is what I would say. You can't change your whole life in 1 second, but if you take one thing at the time, over time, you are going way faster than just dreaming about it. So it's possible if you have focus. And this is planning workshop is all about that, is defining what you want exactly right now and then helping you to making an action plan and having a systematic approach to actually making it happen. So I'm super excited about that. And then I'm here if you have any question. Keep in touch with the community. You can all stay in. You can share what's coming up in the next couple of days. We are building something. I don't want to go into Facebook group and for this, but just we are here. You can stay and share, and I'm so excited to have you on board for more or just catch up time to time. So have a beautiful day, night, and see you. Thank you, Jennifer.